How should Newcastle United be viewed? We're just about to turn the end of the year into the new year, and they're out of Europe altogether. I know it made headline news when they were Champions League. They got into the Champions League because they pulled up trees last season. But now, were they expected to fail? And it is a failure. It is a failure. At this particular point in the proceedings. Phil's a Forest fan who feels he has to come to the defence of Newcastle this morning. Jim, stop trying to mix it up here. Newcastle are miles ahead of schedule. They're going really, really well. They've enjoyed a taste of things to come, and more will follow. Well done, the tune, says Phil, the Forest fan. Richard is a Newcastle fan. Richard, good morning. You were at the game. You must have thought when Joe Linton put you ahead, yeah, we're going to do it here. And then it didn't work out. Good morning, Richard.
Morning, Jim. I did think that stupidly. I forgot about my lifetime of experience supporting Newcastle. So I got myself all excited and all carried away and planning the next trip to Madrid or whatever. I thought we actually played very well, and I thought on the basis of all the games, I thought we gave it a go. It's been a great experience. I think our fans have loved it. The trip to Dortmund will live long in the memory. And if you look at the PSG away game, there was a very good referee who had a very good game, who played a very long time of injury time and made a very bad decision at the end of it. But for that, we could have been through. But that's football.
So you're taking it on the chin. But Richard, when you got Champions League football, did you honestly think mid-December you're going to be saying, well, that was great, wasn't it? But now we're out.
I did, Jim, yeah. As soon as I saw the group, I thought, I hope we don't embarrass ourselves, and I don't think we did embarrass ourselves. And when we talk about the richest club in the world, it's a facade, really. We've seen the Live Golf allegedly offer John Ram £450 million this week, or dollars, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We can't access that. We're hamstrung by financial fair play. We've repeatedly said we're going to stick to fair play. So what else can we do? We've got to be realistic. It'll be slowly, building block by building block. And you guys in the media are frequently quoting Amanda Staveley, we're going to win this, we're going to win that, we're going to... She said that in the emotion of a defeat, she did. And she said that to jay everybody up from the disappointment of the Man United.
I think you're absolutely right, Richard. And she said that to me after the Carabao Cup final defeat at Wembley. But do you not think she believes it?
I think if it's going to come, I think it's going to take a very long
take a while,
and I think most sensible fans don't get carried away with that. We're pleased with the way it's going. We're pleased how our team tries and performs. We've been very unlucky with injuries. It's affected massively, and this is going to take time. And I was proud of the way we went. I listened to talkSPORT yesterday. A lot of the Man United fans were saying we went out without a fight, without a resignation in the defeat. I don't think that you could level that at us. I thought we had a real go, maybe a little bit naive in a couple of games, but we had a go. We went out on with shield.
Oh, what a good call. Listen, Richard, thank you for that. Thanks for your time. I thought it was a really good call, actually, Sally.
Yeah, but you can't give... I mean, Amanda Staveley's in a position of influence. We can all turn around and be emotive about something, but irrespective of whether you've lost the cup final, you don't sit there and say, we're going to win the Champions League, we're going to win the Premier League, because you're not quoting somebody, you're playing back what they said.
Yes.
It's not quoting, you're giving an opportunity for them to say. So I don't think it's wise for her to have said what she said. I think if they're going to deliver it, then okay, it's a call to action. If she's going to put in place, and by the way, Newcastle's obligations upon financial fair play will be far less onerous than some of the other football clubs, because don't forget, they had this miserable Scrooge-like ownership that never put any money in the football club, that managed it economically. So they go into a new ownership model, not carrying big losses, not carrying big debts, not carrying a huge amount of problems in terms of ultimately a football club that's been losing money. So they can afford to turn the lights on. They can afford to spend £250 million on transfer fees and still find themselves within the confines of financial...
Do you think they'll do that in January?
Not that I'm suggesting they should do.
Do you think they'll spend a bunch of money in January?
Depends what they need in terms of injuries.
Yeah.
Depends what they need to supplement this.
There's Ian in Liverpool, Simon. What is this? All this? It's just the start for Newcastle. Come on. He said they're not getting in the Champions League again anytime soon. Michael, a big Newcastle fan, do you think he's right? It'll be a while before you're back in the Champions League?
Hi guys. Great show. Nice to be invited on.
Thanks, Michael.
I think this season we will struggle to get into that top four, which it looks like it's going to be now, not the top five of what happened last night. which is a massive difference, by the way, to quite a number of teams. I think we will struggle to get into the top 4 now with how things are going and our injuries and all the rest of it. But just to touch on the game last night, I was watching. I live in Qatar, so I was watching obviously on the telly, and what I found was after the first goal, Newcastle still continued to play well, and then they seemed to come out in the second half. And there seemed to be a little bit of a change. The first goal that they conceded was an absolutely shocking goal to concede, I have to say. And after that point, everything seemed to change. The way that they were playing changed, and everything. And on the second goal as well, there was a point on that goal where they had a chance, and this sounds awful to say, really. But really, the midfield player, I think it was, got the ball from the back 4, and he broke. He looked to break forward very quickly, and he went through 2 Newcastle players. He should have been took out straight away, because as soon as he got through that 2 players, they were on to our back 4, and then they scored the second goal, which killed me, really.
I mean, just to jump in, Michael, the back of the Times this morning, Newcastle run out of steam. Is that about right?
No. It's hard to say. To be honest, Jim, I look at it and I'm not too keen on this. They're tired and the this, that, and the other. They played most of the back 4 was the same for nearly every game last season.
Yeah.
Now, I know we weren't playing in Europe and things like that, but it was the same back 4 nearly every game. And I think as well they had brought on quite a few substitutes at that stage. For me, they should have. I heard Les Ferdinand just on the show quickly before to say that he felt that they should have not been very defensive, but tucked in a little bit more. And I agree 100%. There seemed to be. For me, there should have been "Thou shalt not pass."
Okay, Michael. Before you go and listen, thanks for your time. Where do you think they'll finish in the Premier League? What's your best guess?
6th, 5th.
6th or 5th. Okay, listen, Michael, thanks for your time out there in Qatar. It's still your belief, Simon, as we head to the break here, that if they ever do crack it in the Champions League and win it, it won't be with Eddie.
I don't think they'll win the Premier League with Eddie. But I think he'll take them on a very, very good journey. As I wrote in the column 2 weeks ago, it's not because I'm wishing for that to be the case, because I want an English manager to be successful. It's not because I'm diminishing the achievements that he's currently bringing to Newcastle. I just think there's a gear change between a football club inheriting great opportunity of wealth and those that take them on the journey. If you look at Man City, in 2008, they were under the Thai Prime Minister. They finished 9th. In 2009, they've had Mansour in place for a year. They finished 10th. In 2010, they finished 5th. You know, they don't make any dent in the Champions League. So, and by the way, this is without financial fair play, because the governance in football was very different then. So Man City had a free-for-all. They were buying players like Robinho, and yet they didn't set the world on fire. So when we talk about the comparison between them and Man City, it's because there's four big waypoints in English football. The introduction of Sky, the introduction of Roman Abramovich, the introduction of Sheikh Mansour, and probably now the introduction of state ownership. Right.
Okay. I asked the question, what was it? A plucky return or a bit of a damp squib? Judging by what I'm hearing and seeing, very much a plucky return. Will they be back? Well, that's another matter.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.